Hey, everyone, and welcome to episode 5 of the Phenomenal Podcast. I am joined by a very special guest today, a good friend, longtime friend, Ilya. We have known each other, I think we met this summer going into 7th grade, if I remember correctly, at a swim team swim event. I saw him sitting over on some pool chairs waiting for his race, and I was like, that kid just looks like a really cool kid. And I hadn't talked to you yet, but I already knew I wanted to be your friend.
And
Then
you were wrong.
now a friendship blossomed. We were great friends all through the rest of middle school and through high school. Ilya, tell us a little bit about yourself, and yeah, we'll jump in after that.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, well, first off, it's great to be here. Episode 5. It's cool. It's gonna be cool to watch you grow.
Yeah.
But yeah, my name's Ilya. I, as Stephen said, have been friends with Stephen for quite a while. Man, I don't even know where to start. A little bit about myself, I guess. So I was originally born in Russia, hence the name. No accent though, thankfully. Lived in the US pretty much my whole life. Um, I yeah, came over here with my mom. My mom raised me single family household. She did a fantastic job. Definitely thankful for that. But yeah, I mean, I guess after dropping out of college, I went to college for mechanical engineering. Realized how boring it was, honestly.
Yeah.
Switched from mechanical engineering to entrepreneurship because I've always wanted to own my own business. And then dropped out to start detailing cars. A local company opened up nearby and pretty much messaged them on Facebook and was like, hey, whatever you need, I'm
Yeah.
there. Just let me know.
Yeah.
I was honestly quite depressed in college. So having a job was a great out for me. Um, so yeah, I mean, I originally got hired on to pretty much do a little bit of everything. That transitioned into full-time detailing, and I'm not talking about just like washing cars. Did a lot of paint correction,
Mm-hmm.
removing all defects, scratches from clear coat.
Mm-hmm.
Got into ceramic coating. Ended up working for a ceramic coating manufacturer. Uh, and now I'm working for a company called Rupus. Rupus is a tool manufacturer based out of Milan, Italy. They manufacture the polishers that I've been using the past 7 years of my life. They manufacture sanders, compound, polish, pads, sandpaper, a little bit of everything. So definitely, yeah, thankful to be where I'm at. I'm loving my job.
Yeah, man. Your story has been fun to watch. Ilya and I have been, like we said, we've been friends for a long time. I actually lived with Ilya and his mom for a little bit of time. There was some circumstances going on in my family life that uh, my whole family was displaced for a little bit, and so I lived with Ilya and his mom. His mom is awesome. She does have an accent. She does still have an accent. Uh, but yeah, I mean, after high school, we kind of went separate paths. We've always been friends. We'll always be brothers for sure. You're someone I know that I can count on. I could call at any point in time and you'd be there. So, but we went on separate paths, but it's been fun watching the path that you took and seeing it from the sidelines because it's not traditional in today's society, but it used to be the way people did things. And I think that more people are going to start doing taking a similar path than you did because college is overrated.
They, I I've had the privilege of working with a decent amount of younger generation.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are doing the traditional, going to college, trying to work a side job. Um, with the way the world's going, and again, this is coming from a 27-year-old, so please, whoever's
Yeah.
watching this,
Yeah.
I don't know a lot, but uh, working with your hands, doing something that a machine may not necessarily be able to do.
Hmm.
I feel that is the way. It's not the way for everyone, 100%. Some people are really, really good at what they do. But for a lot of us, going to college, it was a waste of time for me. It was a waste of time. It was a waste of money.
Yeah.
I just sort of needed to follow my passion, and to be honest, at the time, engineering sort of felt like my passion. I felt like I wanted to be an engineer since I was little.
Dude, you told me you
But
wanted to be an
yeah,
engineer was like when we first met. I,
yeah,
that's what you wanted to be, what you wanted to do.
yeah.
So,
It was the ultimate plan. But yeah, I mean, things change, obviously.
yeah.
I found my love for the art of paint correction and making cars beautiful. And it's really taken me quite farther than I thought.
Yeah, it really has. You at your previous company. I mean, this transition to your new company is very, very recent.
Yes.
So at your previous company, you were working on and successfully completed a project where you built if I'm not mistaken, I built a training curriculum or program for people who want to learn how to detail cars better. Is that correct?
Yeah, somewhat. I mean, it's not just me. It
Yeah.
was many people. But yeah, so originally I worked for a company called G Technic. They're a ceramic coating manufacturer based out of the UK.
Hmm.
I was operations manager for them,
Hmm.
and my goal was to build a training facility,
Yep.
and then, as you mentioned, the curriculum behind it. Um, as mentioned again, a lot of people worked hard on this, but towards the end of it was sort of my baby.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's the the biggest impact of my career so far is the impact on other people. The
100%.
past 4 years, I've been a trainer. So I teach people, I get to watch people grow, and I love it all at the same time. So it really is fantastic. With my current job now with Rupus, I am a trainer as well. I work with detailers. I work with industrial side of things. I work with boat manufacturers, automotive
Hmm.
manufacturers. So now I get to work with the people before the detailers get to it that I normally work with. So
Hmm.
it's all pretty cool.
That's awesome, man. I remember you getting into cars. We all got our licenses in high school or 16. Before that, we rode our bikes literally everywhere around the town that we're in. We
Everywhere.
Oh, dude, we probably went on some like 30-mile bike rides some days, I bet. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I would get to your house at like 11 a.m. We would come home at 6, 7 p.m.
yeah, and the
Um,
only thing we were
we,
doing was riding bikes.
yeah, and scooters, but I don't
Oh,
really like talking about
oh,
that.
this man, almost every time he came over to my house, he broke or like needed stitches. He broke a bone. My mom was like, "Ilya can't come over anymore." um, uh,
Yeah,
so, but
but
man, I forgot the scooter incident. I forgot about that giant hill. Uh,
I didn't forget about it. Ended up with a broken arm. Yeah, that
oh,
was fun.
oh man. I now that I remember it very vividly. You getting up, waving your arm around, yelling that it's broken. We had some random strangers drive us home to my house, and then, wow, what a story! Oh my gosh.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. But
okay,
I'm still here, baby.
you're still here, and once we moved away from bikes and scooters, you got into cars. You got really into cars.
Yes.
What about them like intrigued you? I like cars, but I've never just been like that guy who's like, oh, like cars are incredible. So,
Yeah, and I'm sure I speak with a lot of the people
Hmm.
that I'm friends with and so forth. But I mean, originally it was movies, quite honestly. I
Okay.
mean, when Fast and Furious came out, I
Yeah.
was like 4 or something. And that really kickstarted it. That went into gaming. Then I started playing like Need for Speed and so
Yeah.
forth. And then when I finally started turning like 14, 15, 16, I was like, oh my God, this is going to become a reality. And yeah, I mean, I guess I never like experienced going fast before.
Hmm.
And once I did, which was like maybe 110 miles an hour or something, that sort of like kicked it for me.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I've just been sort of, yeah, car snob. With my first like major job, a company called Atlanta Speed Company, where I really started detailing for the first time. They were a performance shop. They did bolt-ons on like Japanese cars and so forth.
Hmm.
So that really kick-started my love for tracking cars.
Yeah.
Um, Once I got into tracking cars, that was sort of it. It Yeah, and now I'm literally selling my race
I
car as we speak.
I know, man. You like just finished it. You got to sell it. Was that always the plan to sell it right away?
No, I mean
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
wasn't a
Yeah.
plan. With this job, I'm having to move out of state. Currently live in Georgia. I'm going to be making a move to Denver, Colorado. So very large move.
Yeah. That's a
Very.
cool move though.
It is. It's a cool move. I'm extremely grateful for this opportunity. Moving is just going to provide more opportunities. So,
Yeah.
as long as everything falls in line, we'll make it happen. But yeah, it's sort of hard when you lived in one place for so long and you own a house and all
Yeah.
this stuff. So
Yeah, absolutely. I remember your first car, the Scion TC with the loud muffler. Uh
legendary.
yeah, and you got a manual car at 16. That is such a great skill to know. Uh,
I I learned manual before I ever drove an automatic. That wasn't like planned or anything. It's just sort of how it ended up. So yeah, a manual's sort of always been my thing. Now that I'm older, I appreciate automatics.
yeah,
I
sure.
definitely daily in automatic, but
Right.
yeah, definitely a good skill to have. Actually, I was just watching a video today, and a lot of the younger generation
Hmm.
isn't even getting their driver's license. So yet alone learning how to drive manual, it blows my mind.
That blows my mind. Why why wouldn't you want your license? That's just like freedom, man. Like the ability to go out and do what you
Yeah,
want, kind of.
yeah, I mean for at least our generation, we're 27, 28. I That was everything that we looked forward to.
Yeah,
There
right.
there wasn't anything else, I mean, for the most part. So yeah.
I remember leaving my house for the first time after I got my license in the Ford Explorer that two doors didn't work. You had to climb over the driver's side door to get into the passenger seat.
I love
Uh,
that car so
oh,
much.
dude, there was so much with that car. It was a sad day when we got rid of it. But
My my ultimate memory of that car was when I went to go get my first tattoo.
oh yeah,
And we drove to Atlanta. Not the best roads, just warning anyone hasn't been.
yeah,
And let's just say the suspension on that car wasn't like stable. So anytime you went over a bump or anything, it would just teeter-totter like this. And we hit this big pothole, and I just remember like there was maybe like 200 feet or so, maybe a little bit more to the red light, and it was teeter-tottering all the way to that red light. It made me laugh so hard.
we were driving home from a baseball tournament in that car, and the air conditioning it's the middle of the summer. It gets hot here in Georgia. Middle of the summer, pouring down rain. The air conditioner had gone out, so the entire car is fogging up and steaming. You can't see out the windshield. And so we had to roll the windows down to try to help it. And we took our shirts off. My mom was driving. I wasn't driving. We took our shirts off and we're like wiping the front windshield down of the car so that we could see out the window to get to where we wanted to go. And our friend who was in the car with us was like, I love this car. It's always an adventure. Anytime I get in the car, we know it's going to be an adventure. So,
absolutely.
Rest in peace, 1998 Ford Explorer.
Yeah, I mean, again, that's what makes driving fun
I know.
is the stories that you get, the experiences. I've been in cars that have completely blown up, that have hit their oil pan, that you name it, it's happened. And at the end of the day, we always drink a beer and laugh about it. So,
right. Yeah. I mean, that part of cars I get. I just like, there's so many other things that I'm doing. Cars was like the last thing that I needed to start obsessing over. But when you started talking about Need for Speed, I just thought about being in like Taco Mac or Suburban Tap and like typing in your number on the pen pad on the Need for Speed like racing car arcade games and trying to max out the car that you got every time. Oh man, I probably spent hundreds of dollars on that game just trying to get my car fully maxed out.
I hope you didn't. No, I always tell everyone the love of cars,
yeah,
and the love of guns, I don't wish it upon anyone. And sadly, those are my two loves. And let's just say now that I have a wife and I'm married, it's calmed down a decent amount. And I'm learning every day to withhold. So
yeah, but your wife seems to be interested in the things that you're interested in. So I don't know if that really even helps you that much.
I mean, she is to an extent. She's definitely my saving grace. She stops me from doing stupid things.
That's what
Sometimes
women
I
are
still
for.
do them anyway.
Oh, absolutely.
But no, I married her for a reason. She definitely does love everything, all my hobbies, and I generally like everything that she does. So it definitely works out.
Yeah, I don't know where I would be without my wife either. I mean, I can't. I look at some of my friends who are still bachelors, and I'm just like, what are you guys doing with your lives? Like, some of you like are successful and everything, but like at the same time, like, don't you want to like spend time with someone you love and move forward? And
No, yeah, growing up with a single mom, I get it. Like I feel like there's definitely a person out there for everyone, but it's a matter of finding it.
yeah,
if you're not actively looking necessarily, then it's going to be more difficult. And
right.
I think you can still find happiness without that.
Oh,
But
absolutely.
it's a different type of happiness, I
Right.
guess. And
Definitely.
again, I'm 27. So for all I know, but yeah.
We're the wisest people that we know. Don't worry. All right. What are you most excited for about moving to Denver?
I mean, this opportunity, man. To be honest, Rupus has been around now for about 60 years. They're the first for many things. So being able to work out of one of their facilities, their training facility, and so forth, it's truly a dream. Other than that stuff, obviously the mountains.
Yeah.
The fact that I'll be able to have like actual seasons coming from Georgia where it's just like hot and cold.
That's
So
true.
that'll be cool. Having snow occasionally, well, probably more than occasionally, but all
Yeah.
of that will be new. My Just the wilderness, man. To be able to drive like 2 hours in either direction and experience something new is going to be awesome.
Yeah.
I think that's what both my wife and I are very excited for. So yeah.
Super cool, man. I very rarely even see you now, and you live like 15 minutes away, but we'll try to make it out there and come visit
Yeah,
because
for sure, man. I mean, you need a vacation occasionally. Might as well go skiing or something during the
yeah,
winter.
yeah. Josie loves to ski, but they've been going to Aspen the past couple of years, and they're like, you can come, but I don't really want to pay for myself to go to Aspen.
I wouldn't want to either. I barely want to move to Denver because of the money, but
Yeah.
it's yeah, we'll make it work.
Are you going to be able to go to Milan if that's where they're headquartered?
I mean, that's all I would love to. I'm 4 weeks in. I've already asked.
Hey, when can I go to Italy?
Yeah, we'll see. I'm sure it'll happen. And then that's when I'll use all of my Sky Miles to buy my wife a ticket because I'm sure she won't let me go without her. So
Yeah, for sure. Any type of business trip that I mean, my business doesn't really get me overseas very much, but if it ever does, I know that Josie's coming with me, and she's like, I don't care what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna go. So we're
yeah,
actually leaving. We're going to Japan on the 30th. We're leaving a
nice.
week and a half. So
Where in Japan?
we're going to Tokyo. We're flying direct from Atlanta to Tokyo, staying there a few days, and we're doing the go-karts. We're driving the go-karts through Tokyo Square, dressed
That's
as
awesome.
dressed as Mario characters. So that's gonna be
Do you have a
fun.
character picked out?
Dude, I am going to. Oh, so I actually just thought I said I was gonna shave my mustache before we leave, so that like I'm clean shaven and just everything will grow out at the same time because I don't plan to take a razor. But originally, I said I was gonna be Mario and just wear my regular mustache.
That's what I was about to say. Might
Yeah,
as well. I mean,
right.
all of that time wasted for that glory, you know?
I know. Would I rather be Mario or Luigi?
You're more of a Mario from
Okay.
the years that I've known you. I feel
Okay.
like I would be the Luigi in the relationship.
But your name in Spanish class was Mario.
Speaking facts now.
Yeah.
Speaking facts. Yeah,
So
that's true. It's true. But
I
that's all. So are you staying in Tokyo the whole time
no, not
or
the whole time. We're going to Tokyo for a few days. I think we're going to be there 4 days. We're going to Mount Fuji one of those days though, so it's like an all-day thing. Traveling
nice?
to and from Mount Fuji, and then we're going from there. We're going to Osaka, and staying in Osaka a few days. And one of those days, we're going to go to Kobe and get some Kobe Wagyu beef. This dinner,
Nice.
this dinner is like $250 a person, but we're just like sending it. So,
I'm
um,
sure it's
yeah.
completely worth it.
Oh,
Obviously, and I'm probably speak for a lot of people, YouTube is sort of my like source of entertainment
oh,
now.
yeah, 100%.
So one of my personal pastimes is just watching people eat food. I absolutely love it. And all of the Japanese restaurants, it could be the smallest little cart you've ever seen, not even in a room, and they
Yeah.
make the best food ever. So definitely eat as much as you can.
Oh, that's our main goal is just food. Obviously, we're going to
Good.
see some great things. We're going to experience one of the most respectful cultures of all time.
Yes.
But we are excited for the food. And I'm kind of nervous because my palate is a little lame. It's gotten a lot better. But some of the stuff they eat's going to freak me out. And I'm just going to have to send it, you know?
So here's the thing though. You don't know how to read their language. So you just choose something and you don't know what's in it.
That's
So
true.
you just eat it, man.
Right.
You know?
Apparently, a lot of the restaurants there, they don't have menus and they just serve one thing. Of course, there are ones, and so like you just walk in and they just give you what you want.
Yeah.
But there's other. I think they have like Michelin star restaurants that are just street vendor carts, like so.
Unreal.
Yeah,
Unreal. Yeah, it's Japan's been on the bucket list for a while. definitely hope to go sometime.
Yeah, we're excited. Josie's already trying to plan our next big trip. She loves to travel, so she pitched me the idea of trying to get to New Zealand in January of next year, and I'm like, "What? We're going to Japan." Like,
Yeah.
like we do all right, but like we need to calm down a little
Yeah.
bit.
No, I mean, do it while you're young, man.
Yeah.
You can always make more money, I guess. But I mean, speak now that we're talking about vacations. So the most recent vacation I went to was to Turkey.
Mm.
Um,
When'd
it
you do that?
was this past October.
Cool. How was it?
Freaking sick, dude. We were pretty much on the Mediterranean the whole time,
Yeah.
so anything on the Mediterranean just absolutely breathtaking.
Yeah.
The culture very, very cool. The food definitely good. It was interesting.
Hmm.
But
But
so we were there for a week.
hmm
On our way back, we flew from Antalya to Istanbul.
hmm
While we were in the air, Hamas attacks Israel.
Oh.
So when we land in Istanbul, I, first off, my mom texted me immediately. Like as soon as I
Right.
landed, I got the text,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh my God." Um, we get to our gate, and it was like a 5 checkpoint gate where like five different individuals check your ID, I guess your passport, your
hmm
ticket. They like patted you down. They checked the bags again after you've been through security and everything. Um, it was insane. And then
Wow.
the craziest part about the whole thing is, um, 2 days after that happened, my mom and my stepdad were planning on flying to Israel.
Mm.
So like if it happened any oh
Yeah.
man, it was crazy.
That is crazy. We were actually supposed to go to Israel. We were had a trip planned with our church. We were signed up. We had put the deposit down, and we were supposed to have gone in February. And I mean, it got canceled, and that's when we pivoted to
Jeez.
Japan.
Yeah.
Um, but Israel is a place that I've always wanted to go, and I hope I get to go, sometime in the future. But
Yeah, dude, I hope I can go back to Russia someday.
oh yeah,
I still have citizenship there. So if I go back, there's nothing stopping them from pretty much holding me back and putting me in the military, whatever they want me to do,
can you
since I'm
age out of
military
there?
age. I mean, there's a military age, I guess, and I can also, I think, like withdraw my citizenship if I wanted to.
Right.
But it it's just sort of nice to have. All of my family lives there and everything, so it just
hmm
makes things easier. Um, so yeah, I mean, I literally I can't go see my grandparents or anything.
That's
That was
crazy.
one cool thing about Turkey. So Istanbul, or just Turkey in general, is one
hmm
of the few places Russians can go right now. So my uncle and his wife were able to come down, and I got to finally see him after not seeing him for like a decade probably. So
Oh, that's really cool.
it was very cool. Yeah.
Nice. Do you talk to them a lot?
Not probably not as much as I should,
hmm
and part of that is language barrier.
Mm.
I I didn't like necessarily take it upon myself to learn Russian. I used to speak it fluently when I was a child,
hmm
and then my mom started speaking to me in English so that I would learn. And yeah, I mean that was sort of it. My whole vocabulary and everything transitioned to English,
hmm
and yeah.
Thank.
But I'm definitely gonna learn. I'm definitely gonna learn.
Oh, cool. I bet it would come back if it's like if you learned it at such a primitive, years of your life.
Understanding it,
Uh-huh.
I I can be sitting down at a dinner table and I can tell you like what people are talking about, but
Okay.
like actually speaking it, completely different. Like sometimes I'll hear something and I'll be like, "Oh, I know what that means," and it will
Uh-huh.
just come to me.
Uh-huh.
But it's not like I could like come up with it off the top of my head and actually speak it.
I feel that way with Spanish. I can't understand Spanish conversations very well, but like, when people are talking about elementary things, like every once in a while I'll be like, "Oh, I know what they're talking about." But like then forming a sentence is like the hardest thing in the world.
Well, that and like trying to understand Spanish, they're talking at 200 miles an hour,
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
true.
like impossible. Like we grew up like being like me llamo Mario. Like it's just not, yeah.
Yeah. But man, our Spanish teacher, she was so good. There's
Miss Kister, right?
oh yeah. Great teacher.
Great teacher. Great teacher.
Uh,
Gosh, dude, those memories, man. There's things I probably shouldn't say on this podcast. But let's just say she was a great teacher.
she was a good teacher. She was funny. And she wasn't afraid to like cut up with us either, which made learning like fun and easier.
Yeah.
I'll never forget the time that she asked Sean what color something was, and he's red green colorblind, and she asked him what something was, and it was red, and he said, "Es verde," and she's like, "No, es rojo," and like got like really, and then everyone was like, "Oh, Sean's colorblind," and then I think she made fun of him for like the rest of the year for being colorblind.
Yeah. Sounds like Miss Kister. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good time.
But no, I went through 2.5 years of college. If if you're watching this and you want to be a teacher, unless you care to teach someone,
Hmm.
don't do it. Like,
Yeah.
don't ruin someone's life. Like, I know so many kids that don't necessarily do well in school because their teacher says that,
Hmm.
and maybe they're extremely smart people, but they're bored. They feel like they're not doing anything. So, I mean, if you're a teacher, don't read out of a textbook, don't read off of a PowerPoint, like actually know the material, care about it,
Hmm.
and your class will do so well. I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Even the kids that feel like they don't want to be engaged, they will be engaged if they see you care about the topic.
Yeah.
It's my biggest pet peeve. I rarely got it within the U.S. education system.
Hmm.
And I mean, hopefully it changes, man. It seems like it's getting worse, but I'm
Yeah.
out of it, so I don't really know.
I'm out of it too. And I mean, looking at the education system now, we're talking about having kids. I don't know when it's going to happen, but like, I mean, more and more people our age, we're like on the cusp of being a millennial or Gen Z. I don't, like we kind of fall either or sometimes,
Yeah.
but a lot of people around us that I talk to, they want to homeschool their kids. Like they've lost trust in the public school system, um, which is kind of refreshing, but it's crazy to see at the same time. And I think that you're right. Like people don't care, and it's so much easier to see teachers who care and teachers who don't care. Like you can very clearly see who does because their classes will do better one way or the other.
Yep. Yeah. No, absolutely. It's yeah. My wife and I. We've definitely talked about having kids. It's definitely gonna be a reality one day.
Hmm.
And schooling has definitely popped up. It's it's hard, man, because like, you want them to have a good social life and you want them to experience things.
Yeah,
I feel like they can do that through sports
yeah,
and other extracurricular, but it's still not the same.
yeah.
Like,
No, I hear you.
um, so yeah, I'll deal with that when I get
I
to it,
know. We're not anywhere close, but it is something
Yeah.
that we joke around about with some other friends. We're like, maybe we should just buy 80 acres of land together, get 10 other families, and build a compound homestead and all teach our kids together. Um,
Yeah. Yeah, you're talking our every night dinner conversation for the
yeah,
most part. So
but you're moving. I mean, Denver is a city, but like you're moving out closer to like some wilderness area and stuff like that. Like you could move to Montana.
yeah, yeah. We're definitely not going to be anywhere near the city.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
absolutely over cities.
Yeah,
I say Denver just because it's easy
yeah,
to
yeah.
say about that whole area, but
I hear you.
we'll probably be like 45 minutes to an hour out north of Denver.
Okay.
Um, So, it's different though out there, man. It's very expensive.
Yeah,
Land's very expensive.
yeah.
It's a desert until you hit mountains. So it's a different type of living.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of new experiences to be had. So
100%. One of my favorite states is Arizona. I I love the desert. I like I like Colorado too, but we went to Arizona for our honeymoon because we got married in 2021. It was still COVID-y, and we were supposed to go to Costa Rica, and they were like still completely shut down. We wouldn't have been able to do anything. There was literally no point in going. So Josie just like last minute started searching. Like I think she literally typed into the search bar like conservative states with good honeymoon destinations. Uh, and Arizona was one of the ones that popped up. And so we ended up going there. We went to the Grand Canyon, and then we went to somewhere north of Phoenix. And like the scenery there, everything is just like, it's so different than it is here. And it's so cool to see.
yeah,
It's
no,
beautiful.
it definitely it has its perks, man. Like coming from Atlanta, Georgia, where you're at 250% humidity during the summer.
Oh, gosh.
Uh,
You're literally
Mosquito
swimming through the
swarms.
air.
Yeah, dude, mosquito swarms the size, dude, it's absolutely awful.
Yeah.
You can't leave like a car wash without just getting your windshield annihilated by bugs. So all of that will thankfully be diminished. But at the same time, like it's dry, dude. Like it
Yeah.
is a desert. Every time I go there, so first off, you're 5,000, I guess. So Atlanta, I think, is like 1,000 feet above sea level.
Hmm.
So you're 4,000 feet higher, and it's drier.
Hmm.
It it definitely affects you differently. Every time I
Yeah.
go there, I wake up with like a nosebleed just because like my nose dries out. Um,
Yeah.
Alcohol hits you way harder.
Yeah.
Just warning for anyone. So yeah,
Yeah, but I mean, once you get used to it, you'll be good.
yeah,
Just got to
yeah.
acclimate.
I mean, you brought up conservative states. Colorado isn't that.
Yeah.
So it's it it definitely has its perks, but there's certain aspects of it I'm not a huge fan of.
Hmm.
But yeah, I guess I'm just along for the ride, you know.
Yeah, 100%. And you have your wife. She'll be there with you the whole time. It's good to have that support system. I think if I was moving across the country, I'd be nervous about like losing the community that I've built. You know. So
For sure, for sure. The dude, I know someone for everything. Like if I need something
mm-hmm.
done, I know someone. I know a decent amount of people in Denver. I definitely have like a small knit group.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly work acquaintances, but still I
Yeah.
consider them friends. So yeah, I mean it's definitely challenging. We have a house, so we gotta sell that. We gotta pack everything.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, take it day by day.
100%, man. All right. Well, you mentioned earlier that you switched to entrepreneurship because you've always wanted in college, before you dropped out. You've always wanted to own your own business. Is that still like something you want to do one day?
So working with G Technic,
Hmm.
I was able to in a way build like my dream business,
Mm. Hmm.
from the building of the building, everything that went into the building,
Yeah.
the POS system, like just everything. So I learned a lot.
Hmm.
Um, I think I would be good at it. I think I would do well at whatever I would start,
Hmm.
but also I like being comfortable.
Yeah. I get it.
I don't necessarily need to make, a shit ton of money.
Hmm.
Um, I I just want to be happy. I want to feel comfortable. Having healthcare and all of that is very
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah.
So I'll like I said, I'm just along for the ride. We'll see where it takes me. It's definitely an option. And Yeah.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. I understand that. It's something that I wanted to do for a long period of time. I just wanted to climb the corporate ladder and get as high as I could on that aspect. And now I'm kind of leaning towards like having something on the side, but never. I don't know. You're right. Like having insurance, health insurance through a corporation and things like that. It's nice. Those are good perks, but
Yeah.
at the same time, you're working for someone else. So
Yeah.
um, it's a lot to
Yeah.
juggle.
It is, man. And that's sort of where like it it truly matters what you do.
Hmm.
If you don't want to be stuck behind a computer all day, don't do it. There are so many other options out there. It's just a matter of finding them, and that's probably the hardest part. But like if you're actively looking for something,
Yeah.
something will work out. Um, but yeah, my wife wants to start a business.
Mm.
She's been thinking about that. That would definitely be like a future endeavor. So, I'll probably be able to live sort of vicariously through her with my passion for starting a business
Yeah.
and help her grow hers.
Oh, that's cool. It's very cool, man. What's your big dream if you have one? Like put you on the spot.
For my son or daughter to become a professional driver.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Now, obviously, if they don't want to do it, then fuck, I'm gonna have to create a new one. But yeah, again, I my passion for cars started without any support from my family.
Yeah.
Uh, Probably a good thing. But yeah, so I would definitely, I guess my ultimate goal would be to just support my future child
Hmm.
in whatever they want to do, but actually like help them get to a decent level quick enough to where they can potentially succeed.
Sure.
If it's not in sports or whatever it is, whatever it may be,
Yeah.
that's probably my ultimate goal.
That's cool, man. I love that. I've asked a few people the question, and it's been great to hear everyone. Most people talk about like their goals around their family, doing things for their kids, doing things for their wife, or doing things for everybody. So
Yeah.
it's just another thing that I've noticed is more people are starting to realize how important family is. Um,
Dude, family, local community,
yeah.
everyone always says like what change could I do? Like I can't do anything when it comes to like world politics or whatever the hell is going on in Ukraine or Israel,
Hmm.
Palestine. We can't change that stuff. At least it doesn't seem like it. So
Hmm.
if we can focus at least on a smaller scale, we can definitely make big impacts. And that's another thing. Like for all the people that want to homeschool their kid or future kid, um, maybe instead be part of the school council, like try and
Hmm.
change the school rather than just giving up on it.
Mm.
You know, it is good for children, at least in my opinion, to experience school without having their parent there constantly.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, no, great points. I totally agree. I think that the local community is so important. Finding a group of people that you can do life with, extremely important. You and I both know what it's like to grow up without a father, and so the role of a father in a relationship, that's something that I want for my kids. Is just like, it's so important. I want my kids to know who I am, and for me to know who they are. So I don't want to be stuck working for someone else forever, because
Yeah.
that part of my life is important.
Yeah, no, for sure, man. I totally understand. You know, thankfully, what I do as far as a profession, I truly, it's not even going to work really.
Yeah,
So like, it's hard for me to even think about starting my own business when I have that.
yeah,
So yeah, like I said, we'll see where it goes. But yeah, I'm pretty set up. I'm happy with where I'm at right now.
that's awesome, dude. Very excited for you. I'm excited to hear about your journey. I know you guys have a lot of things that you need to accomplish over the next couple of months to get there. Uh, but you're gonna
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah, yeah. Sell a house, sell a race car. Um,
Did you sell the Tesla?
Sold the Tesla.
Okay,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
So,
I'm excited to throw a bunch of stuff away. That's gonna be
oh,
sick.
sure.
My OCD is going a little crazy right now with
Yeah.
everything, so it'll be nice to clear the house out. But yeah, so if anyone wants a race car or a house, hit me up.
Cool. I don't know when this is going to air, but if it airs anytime soon, and someone can buy it from you, I'll send them your way. So,
Sounds great, man. Sounds great.
yeah, man, I really appreciate you getting on the call with me and just chatting about life. We hit a lot of different topics, but before we end it completely, do you have anything that you want to sign off with? You want to tell people about? You want people to know?
Uh, I guess just like a recap of something that we already talked about. But not falling for necessarily like higher education.
Hmm.
There, go to technical school, learn how to weld, learn how to do carpentry. Um, I feel there is so much money to be made in that.
Hmm.
Um, and especially from the younger generation with your type of mindset, with all the technology that you have at your disposal, I mean, all of you could kill it in doing something. If you want to go to college to be a doctor or a lawyer or an engineer, do it. Please do it because we need that too. But it, to be honest, if there's anything else, man, I would personally try and really think about what you like doing and find your passion, and just follow it.
I love it. That's so well said. I couldn't agree more. That's a good thing to end on. Ilya, I appreciate the time that you gave me. As you continue in your career and your trajectory, I'd love to get you back on sometime and get an update, see how you're doing in Colorado. For everyone else that's listening, I thank you so much who made it to this point. I hope you enjoyed this authentic conversation with me and a lifelong friend. And if you did, send it to someone that you know. Like and subscribe, rate it on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you are. I thank you so much, and I hope you have a great day.
Thank